Good. So for today, we're going to study dev tools and debugger. We have isolate and integrate. We will go, both of them have examples. So example here and example here. I'll explain the example, and after that, you need to do the exercise both. When you are done, if you did not finish computer and developer, go to computer and developer, finish it. And later on, tomorrow, we're not studying something new. We'll just try to finish these. And after that, if you have more time, you go to what is programming and just enough JavaScript. I think that's clear. For next week, then we will complete again. So where is it? For next week, we will study error and bugs and writing and reviewing code. And same, we will go to what is programming, just enough JavaScript, understand programs and developing programs. And in week 3, we will just build a simple calculator using JavaScript. Of course, you already know HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So yeah, it won't be that difficult. And after that, after that, the module will be done. We will start with the second module. So now let's go to our lesson today, which is dev tools and debugger. And let's go to isolate an example. Now, of course, in the example, as you can see, I've created my index.html and then I link my first file here. Okay, so let's right click on it and let's open it in live server. Okay. So let's see what the hell is going on here. Let me just make it black because the white color is just hurting my eyes. Background color. Let's select the body and make the background color black. Now it should be done. So what is stepping through? So stepping through, as you can see, if you open your dev tools, in the dev tools, you have an arrow to the right. If you click on this arrow, you will go step by step through your program. And that's the idea. We have an example here and we're going to study it. Of course, I'm just declaring a variable, did click OK. And I'm asking the user for confirm. I told you when the user for confirm, how many options do we have? What the return value will be? If I have a confirm, what will be the return value?
True, false.
I'm sorry?
True, false.
So it will be a Boolean, indeed. So as a result here, it will be Boolean, either true or false. And now here I'm saying if did click OK is not equal to true, that means the user did not say OK. I'm going to alert sad. Else I'm going to alert thank you. So if I go to my program again and I refresh again, as you can see, please click OK. If I click like that, it shows me sad face. And if I refresh again and I say OK, it will just tell me thank you. I'm going to open my dev tools here. I'm going to refresh. Okay. And let's go to our script and try to add a debugger statement here so we can debug our code and go line by line. Voila. Let's save this one and go back. Of course, if I refresh, as you can see, that's my that's the debugger here. So the debugger is just a tool here, as you can see. The debugger allow me to go line by line through my code, and like that, it will be very good for you to understand how JavaScript work. And also, in case you don't know anything, the debugger, when you go line by line, it will be very clear for you. So that's what we call the step here. So step through here, if you click on this one, you will go step by step through your code or your program. Now, most of the time, either we're going to use this one or we're going to use this one. There's difference between the two. Now I'm going to explain all of those. So let's click on this one. And as you can see, now go to the first line. And now what I'm expecting now, if I execute this line of code, what will happen? What do you think it will happen? Come on, guys. If I execute this line of code, what will happen? Adil?
Nothing.
Here it's confirm.
Confirm window will open.
Of course, because I'm asking the user to confirm. So a pop-up will show and it will ask the user, please click OK. If I click now, go step, as you can see, that's it. So what the confirm is doing, it will show you a pop-up with two options, either cancel or OK. If I hit OK, the value returned, it will be true. If I hit cancel, the value returned, it will be false. We've studied this one before. So let's click cancel. And now if I hover over Did click OK, it will be false. Why? Because the user hit cancel. Now here, does false strictly equal to true? Does false equal to true or not?
No.
Okay, that means this condition is true because why? Because false is not equal to true. That means now it will alert the user. If I go another step, it will show an alert for the user, as you can see with sad face. Voila. Let's try to do our program again, refresh. And let's go line by line again, step. And now here I will hit OK. If I hit OK, of course, this value, it will be true, as you can see. So in the debugger, if you hover over a variable, it will show you its value. Or you can look at the scope. So the scope here, it shows you the different variable and its value. You can look here and you can look here, whatever you want to. Okay, fine. Now here's this true. Of course, true, does true not equal to true? Is true not equal to true or so is this one false or true? If I hover over it, it will give me.
It's not equal to true.
No, true is equal to true because the value here is true. True strictly equal to true. And that means this condition is false. And of course, also on your debugger, if you hover over all the condition, if you highlight the condition, it will give you the value which is false. Because true is equal to true, actually. True strictly equal to true. Now here, so now here the whole condition, it will be false. So it will not go to the alert, but it will be just now alert. Thank you, as you can see. Is this program is clear?
Yes.
Are you sure? Okay. So that's simply the step button here. I want you to remember this button very clearly because debugger, we're going to use it a lot more than you can imagine. So that's what we call step through. Step through here, our step, as you can see, it allows you to go line by line through your code. So it will go line by line, line by line, line by line. And after that, of course, I can have a look at the scope. And the scope, it will show me my variables. Or also, if I just hover over the variable, I can know its value. Should be clear if I'm not mistaken, right? Yes, no?
Yes.
So that's stepping through. Fine. Now let's go to the second one, which is the scope panel. I'm going to change the source here, // to scope panel. And I'm going to go to the scope here, and I'm going to put a debugger statement here so we can debug it. So what is the scope panel here? So the scope panel, go through the program one step at a time to watch the scope panel. These show you all the current value of each variable in the program. The scope panel is one of the most important tool help to understand the code. Before missing the step button, predict what was the line will be. No, it's fine. Let's go to our program now. Let's try to refresh. I need to refresh. Voila. So what is a scope panel? That is a scope panel here. As you can see, in the scope panel, it show me my variable as I told you. So for example, now I have two variables. Did click OK and message. Both of them are variable. It show me both of them. And as you can see, save value not available because still my program not executed yet. So what now if I go through my program and I say click, now here, because I'm using confirm, a pop-up will show, say, please click OK. Now, if I click on it and I say OK, notice here is the scope panel. Did click OK, now it's become true. Yes.
Ну, я пивка не хочу, а водоросли с удовольствием.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So that simply is the scope panel. The scope panel show you all the current variable here is the current all the variable in my scope here, and also show you global variable. Global variables, that means they declare outside of my script here as a top. For example, this one, it will be actually a global variable because a global variable means it will be available for all the scripts. So if I have a function, I'll be able to access it. But anyway, now the current variable in my script here, as you can see, did click OK, which is true. Now the message here, if I go through another step, as you can see, the message is empty string. Why? Because it gives my message here, my variable message, a value, an empty string. Now I'm saying here, if did click OK, if it's not strictly equal to true, of course, now this condition is false. Why? Because true is equal to true. So even now here, as you can see, this condition, it will be false. Because it will be false now, it will go here to this message and it will log. The message will become thank you and it will alert the message. So now notice what will happen to the message. Its value is going to change. Let's click on it and voila, now the value of message is changed. Now it becomes thank you. Now it will alert thank you. Voila. Let's do our program again. And in this time we will hit cancel. We will not hit OK. Okay. Let's try to go again and notice the scope panel here. They again did click OK. I don't have a value. It's undefined message. It's not undefined actually because I did not reach the script yet. So if I go through it and now I click and now I hit cancel and now as you can see the value is false. The message, of course, it will be an empty string. So I have two value of my variable. Did click OK. If it's not equal to true, indeed it's not equal to true because it's false. So now what will happen, my message, it will be a sad face. And after that, if I execute this code, as you can see, my message now is sad face. Now I'm going to alert this message if you click and voila. Is the idea clear? So that's the step bottom, as you can see, allow you to go step by step through your code. And that's the scope panel here. The scope panel show you all the current variable in the scope. And the scope on the script. Is the idea clear? Yes, no?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Fine, let's go to the third one. The third one, hovering preview. Hovering preview, actually, it's simple. Remember when I hover over variable and give me its value, that's hover preview. But let's now go to our index.html and replace our script. So you do /3. And if we go /3, actually, we have almost the same code, nothing new. But let's add a debugger statement here. And let's go line by line. So what do they want to explain in this code here? What they want to explain is if I hover over any of this value, so if I now click on step through and now confirm and I say, okay, as you can see in my scope here, the value is true, but also if I hover over the variable, it will give me its value. So that's the hover as well. So if I click on, also if I hover over the message, it will give me its value, which is an empty string. Now, did click OK now, which is true, is not equal to true. Of course, it's false. Why? Because true is strictly equal to true. Because this also what you can do here, if you highlight all of that and hover over it, it will give you false. As you can see, it will evaluate the value and give you false. Because it's a false, it will go to this message here and it will alert it. Click, click, and voila. I think it should be clear if I'm not mistaken. The same example is just you can hover over any variable and it will give it this value, or you can look at the scope and you can see the variable. It's totally up to you. Fine. So continue to here. Click like that. Continue to here. And let's see what continue to here. It's the same example exactly. Let's refresh. So just okay, okay, let's refresh. Did I put a debugger statement? I think I did. No, I didn't. Voila, let's go now, and now it will stop. Now, another technique here in your dev tool, what you can do, let's say I'm interested to, I know what this one doing, I know this one do, but I have a problem here at line 25. Can I ask the debugger to execute the code until line 25? Well, yes, I can. If I go to line 25 and I click on it, I have continue to here. If I click on continue to here, notice what will happen. It will stop here at the same point here. Did you get the idea or not?
Yes.
Again, if I want to execute the code until 31, I will right click on it, continue to here, and it will execute my code and it will stop at the point I told him. Voila. And that's what we call continue to here. It's just another possibility in your debugger here, allow you to execute the code at until specific point you want to. For example, let's say I want to continue until here. I am not interested in any of this one. I'm interested here. Right click, continue to here. And as you can see, it will execute my code until this point here. Should be simple, right?
Yes.
Good. Now, Let's go to the other example, which is breakpoint, which is actually quite important. So what if I don't want the debugger here? Can I not use a debugger statement? Can I not use a debugger statement? Can I or not?
If you use if you use breakpoint, then it's possible that you don't use debugger. You can use either the two,
Indeed.
debugger and breakpoint.
Indeed. As you can see, the breakpoint sometimes are annoying. Why? Because I need to add it and I need to remove it in my VS Code or in my code. There is actually another technique, we use it a lot, which is breakpoints. I'll show you how we work with breakpoint now. They're super simple and they're easy to use. So let's go to breakpoint here. I'm not going to add anything to my script. All I am going to do here, I just need to refresh this one. Yeah, now if I refresh here, as you can see, I have nothing here. Just my code is being executed. And now I am in the source. If I click on here, it should show me here my file, my .js. If I click on it, so here, what the source do, it will show you all your file here. It show me my index and it show me my breakpoint, which is my breakpoint.js, which is this one here. Okay, now I have my breakpoint.js, and now I can close this one. What I can do here, I can, if I want to stop it at line 19, I can click on it. And when I click on it, that's what you call breakpoint. Of course, now if I refresh again, and I say, okay, now notice it stopped at the breakpoint. And that's what I want to actually. I don't need all the time debugger. Step at the breakpoint here. If I want to now to execute all the code, I can go line by line if I want to using step. But if I want to go directly to line 27, well, I can put a breakpoint here. And after that, I can hit this one, resume, click, and it will go directly to my 27 or line 27. So that's what we call breakpoints. They are simple to use. As you can see, I can add as much as I want to. And if they are not like the debugger statement, I don't include them in my code. So all I have to do to remove them, click them again. If I click on them again, they will be removed. If I click, they are there. If I click again, they are removed, and so on. Voila. And that's what we call breakpoint. Is breakpoint clear?
But what is the difference of breakpoint and continue to here?
Breakpoint here, well, there's not really that big difference here. In continue to here, you don't need to add a breakpoint. So if you say, for example, continue to here, let's click on that. I need to stop it here. Let's refresh again. So now here I can put a breakpoint if I want to, and I hit resume, it will go there. But if that's not what I want to, I can just directly continue to here, and it will execute my code until there. So I don't need a breakpoint. In case of breakpoint, I need to add a breakpoint and hit resume here to go to the breakpoint. In case continue to here, I don't need to add anything. Just right click and continue to here. Is the idea clear? Yes.
Yes.
We don't use continue to here a lot, to be honest. Most of the time we use breakpoint. Because let's say I'm expecting or I'm suspecting that my bug is here. So I can just put a breakpoint, and after that hit resume, and I will directly go to the point I want. It will stop there. Let's click again, refresh, and it will, my breakpoint still there. Even if I refresh the page, my breakpoint is there. So I can remove it like that, and well, I don't need it anymore. As you can see. Should be clear, right?
Yes.
Debugger statement, I don't need to explain it because you've used it from the beginning. If you add a debugger statement, of course, your code, it will stop executing as we've learned. And here, we don't use always a debugger statement. Most of the time, what we do, we use a breakpoint. So if you just click on here, you will find your file, and sometimes your file show automatically. You close it, and after that, you can add whatever breakpoint you want here, whatever you want. After that, if you refresh the page, voila, and it will step on your breakpoint, and you can simply, if you can step through your code if you want to, or if you want to go to the second breakpoint, just hit this blue button, which is resume, voila. And when you are done with them, all you have to do, just remove them, click, voila. Clear? Yes, no?
Samir, you said yesterday that you will explain today the debugger inside the one function that has a lot of functions.
Yes, And now when we go to the example inside what is it? Inside integrate, I'm gonna explain this one. But wait, we are not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, is the idea clear here? All of those are clear.
Yes.
Good. Of course, there's some exercises you need to do. A greeting, whatever you want to do here. It's simple code. Don't be scared. So what you need to do here, in each folder, you can create one index.html if you want to, just like I did. So you can click new file, index.html. Click, and now here all you have to do just exclamation mark, and you need to link your script, just like I did. And I will enter the first script greeting, and then after that you can debug your code, do this exercise until you are happy. When you are done, you need to change this script to the second one, and voila. Same for while loop, same for of loop. I explain while loop, I explain for of loop, so all of them should be clear. Those are the exercises. Okay. Let's go now to the second one, which is called integrate. Let's go to the example. So we have the source tab. Let's click on the source tab. So what the hell is the source tab? Of course, you already know what the source tab has. That's the source tab here. That's the source tab. So if I click on the source tab, of course, I can right click on this one, and after that, I can see all my file. All the file related to my code here, was they are currently active. You can see my index, I can see my JavaScript file, and after that, I can add my breakpoint and debug my code. Is the idea clear here? Should be simple, but let's click on the HTML here. We already have an HTML, so let's click on it. Voila. And I'm gonna, voila, do this one. Click again, and just say hello. So it's telling me the source tab in DevTools show you the source code. The source code means that means your files for any web page, and has tool for stepping through and debugging your code. Can you find the source for this page? Well, of course I can find it. I will just go to the here, click on source, and after that I can click on this one. That's the index. That's the JavaScript, which is just has console.log hello, and that's the style as well. So I can find all of them if I want to. Is the idea clear? Should be.
Yes.
Should be. So the source tab is not something big. Let's go to here, demo.io. And what we need to do here, we need to open it with our live server again. And let's check this one. Let's open our DevTools. Let's refresh. And if I want to, I can go to the source again to find my file, as you can see. Okay, I'm interested actually in this one, which is called app.js. I'm not interested in the style or HTML. So, okay, now we will explain what we told you, Rodika. Hello. Now notice when I type something, in the string, it typing it here. If I uncheck the Boolean, if I check it, it becomes true. If I uncheck it, it will become false. And number, of course, if I add any number, let's say 20, it will show me here my number. Is the idea clear? So what this script here is doing, you don't need to worry about how it's working now, but what you need to know here, if you type something, it will show you here in this part here. And if you uncheck it, it will be false. If you check it, it will be true. And any number you add, for example, 300, it will show you here. So that's what the code is doing. Now, as you already know, we already explained step through. We already explained resume. Resume help you to exit the debug mode or go to the next breakpoint. So we still have step over and step in and step out. Now the step in allow us to go inside the function. So as you can see, step into the next function. So allow you to go inside the function. Step out allow you to go outside of the current function. And step over here, it will step over the function. What do I mean by that? So let's do a practical example for that. And what I want to do here, I'm going to put a breakpoint here. Remember, read the string is a function. Read the Boolean is a function. Why? Because I can see parentheses here. As you can see, I see parentheses, I see parentheses. So those are function actually. You don't have to worry about them. You just need to use them. That's it. So you don't worry about them at all. Now, if I refresh my code like that, and now if I type something, for example, Samir, voila, it stopped. That's what I want to exactly. Now the question here is, if I click on click on this one, it will go to my string. But remember here, this is a function. Do I want to go inside this function to see what's going on? If I want to, I can click on this one. And if I click on this one, as you can see, that's the name of the function. Now it go inside my function, which is called read string. Here, that's the function name, read string, and blah, blah, blah. If I don't want to go inside this function, I don't care about this function. Well, what I can do here, I can step over. And if I step out here, this guy here, which is called step out. Now I'm coming back to my place. Step out again. Now I'm going to place which I don't want. Let's refresh again. Where is my script? Where is my script? Okay, I have my breakpoint. I need just to type something. Voila. So again, if you want to go inside, now this is a function. As you can see, it's a function. If I want to go inside this function, all I can do here, I can just click on this guy here. So I can go to the function here and then here. Click on this one, and as you can see, it will take me to the function. Inside now, I'm inside the reading string function. If I want to go outside from this function, I will just step here, step out, and I'm back to my place. Now, because now you don't know what this function is doing, you don't care about what this function is doing, you don't need to go inside the function. What you need to do, you need to step over the function. That means what I'm really interested is this one. So because I enter D, it will give me the value D. That's what I'm interested in currently. I'm not interested to go inside this function. So because if I don't want to go inside a function or something, I can skip this one here. Step over, it will step over the function. Click. And now here, as you can see, I'm not going inside the function. It will step over the function, and the Boolean here, it will be false because I didn't do anything. And now I want to step over the other function here, which is the read number, because it's a function as well. So I'm going to click on it, and notice it will not go inside the function. It will just step over it. Voila. And as you can see now, it gives me number here 0 because I didn't enter anything. So that's simply step inside the function, step outside the function, step over the function. Here it just stepped, it will go through all your code, everything line by line. And here is your resume to exit the debug mode or to go to the next breakpoint. Is the idea clear, Rodika?
Yes.
So I will do it again because that's quite important. So let me hit this one. And what I need to do now, I'm gonna just click on the Boolean, and voila, as you can see, because I have my breakpoint here. Now remember, this is the function. If I don't want to go inside the function, I can just, if I want to go inside the function, I will use this one, which is called step in. And when inside the, I am inside the function, I can go line by line. So I can say step, 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 step. If I want to go outside of the function, I will click on this one step. If you hover over them, it's telling you step over the current function. But if I'm not interested to go inside the function, I want to step over the function. So I can click this one, step over. Voila, now it's not going inside the function, and it will give me the value D. And if I go to this one, also a function read Boolean, as you can see, it's a function. But I'm not interested in going inside the function, so I'm going to step over it, and the value, of course, it will be true because I check it. As for the number, reading number also is a function. I'm not interested in going inside. So now here's the number is B0, and voila. Should be clear, right?
Yes.
And that's simply the dev tools here, the debugger here. Now, the most important, let's say, bottom, you're gonna click here, step. Step, you can go line by line. Step out if you are already inside the function, you don't want to stay. Step in if you're inside, you want to go inside the function. Step over if you want to step over the function, not go inside, and resume to exit the debug mode. Here there is resume as well. This one and this one is the same as this one and this one. So this one is resume, this one is resume as well. So this stop over, this step over. That's fine. So we have here something called a pause on encode exception. So when your code have an error, if you check this one, if your code has any error, it will stop there. A step on code exception. Uncode exception, that means there is no error, but there's something. I don't see it as an error, but your program here find it as an error and stop. If you click on here, it will pause on code exception. Exception mean an error simply. That should be fine. The scope, we've seen the scope. That's a call stack. I will explain the call stack later. It's just like to-do list for JavaScript. It's just all your function, but don't worry about that for now. What else we need to explain here? If I want to remove the breakpoint and remove the breakpoint. So if I click on this one, if I have multiple breakpoint like that, and I click on this one, see, it remove all the breakpoint. If I want to get them back, all of them, I will activate them. So it's unactivate or deactivate and activate the breakpoint. if you want to. Voila. Is the debugger is quite clear now?
Yes.
Good. I'll show you another thing here. Maybe it's not that interesting, but we don't use it a lot, but we never know. So let me just put a breakpoint again. And what I'm going to do, I'll go to the watch. Now, what does the watch do here? In watch, I can add some variable. If I want to watch over the variable while my code is executing, so I have a variable called string, for example, right? I can add string here, clicky, and now it's telling me string is no value. So if from the name watch, so I can watch my variable if I want to. I've added my variable string, and notice what will happen. If I just add dn, for example, stop. So now here my string is no value. What I want to do, I want to step over. And as you can see, my string now, its values changed, dn. So what watch is doing here, you can add the name of some variable. Of course, you can remove them, as you can see. You can add them or remove them, and it will watch over the variable. You can see your variable where your code is executing. It's the same as the scope, but this one here, it will be for specific variable you are interested in. Is that clear?
Yes.
Good. And now we've seen watch, we've seen breakpoint here on exceptions, on error. We've seen here app.js, it just show you your current script or your current file. That's the scope, it show you all your variable inside the scope. Sometimes we have some global variable, we didn't study them yet. And the call stack simply, we will study it in detail in asynchronous programming. But the call stack simply, it's function calling function calling function. And for now, we didn't study function, so we don't worry about them. A global listener, for now, we don't interested in anything of those. It's too early for those. Is the sort tab is clear? Is the
Yes.
debugger is clear? Now you know the functionality of everything you need to use.
Yes.
Great. And voila, here, let's resume and go to the second script to see what we have. We've explained this DOM.io. Let's go step over, and step over, that's what I explained now here. When you try to step over your function, you don't want to go inside them. So it's the same program exactly. So let's refresh, and voila. So what's here step over? When you step through the program, it will go through every line. These include function written. So as I was telling you, it will go also inside the function. If you stop clicking this one, if there's a function, it will go inside the function as well. Sometimes you don't want to say, so you don't care, you don't want to go inside the function. If you don't want to go inside the function, you need to use just step over this one. I just explain it. Is the idea clear? It's just what I explained now. Okay. What else we need to explain? Well, that's the exercises. And of course, there are some examples, the same idea. Here in this example, you don't need to create index.html because you already have an index.html. Adil, I think yesterday you have a problem with one of the script. Do not open the JavaScript file. Just open the index in your live server. Do not open your JavaScript. And go here, and now if you refresh, if you don't have your index.html, or I'm sorry, if you don't have your JavaScript file, you just click on this one. And in here, as you can see, file build, it doesn't show me anything. In case sometime it does not show you anything, you can little bit be smart. And for example, what you can do here in this example, you can just copy, and you have a debugger statement already, so you don't need to worry about. So what you need to do here, all you have to do, you have to type something. If you type something directly, it will show you your file. And now I'm gonna close this one because it takes a lot of space. And here, what you can do here, you don't need the debugger statement anymore. This debugger statement is annoying. So you can put a breakpoint here. Now you know your file. Let's just get rid of this one. I can put a breakpoint. Why the hell is not clicking? I can put a breakpoint here, and now I can go to my file and remove this debugger. I don't need it anymore. It's annoying. So I can get rid of it, save it again, go here while I have my breakpoint here. So whenever I type something, it will stop at my breakpoint as the debugger. I have another debugger statement. No, I removed it. I just need to refresh. Resume. I just need to refresh. No, I still have debugger statement. Maybe it's from another file. I don't know. Not sure. Let me open this one again. click, click, click. I shouldn't have debugger statement. I don't know where the hell is debugger statement. But anyway, if you don't like the debugger statement, as I told you, you can remove it. You have your breakpoint, and whenever you add something, voila, it will stop here at this breakpoint, as you can see. Let's activate our breakpoint, click. And then here you can do, of course, this is a function, this is a function. I don't want to go inside the function. I'm going to use step over, as you can see. And voila, that's the first name, which is R. The last name, I did not add anything, so it will be an empty string. And voila, that should be okay now. Any question before you start your exercises?
Yes, Samir.
Sure.
Just want to know what is the best solution? It's to put the debugger inside in the JavaScript file, or just open by sources.
Adil, we use both. The idea is, for example, let's say, sometime if you go to the source here and try to find your file, you cannot find your file in this example. So if you refresh and type something, if you see your file, so if you see your file here, it's a good idea just to use a breakpoint, because here breakpoint, I can remove it, I can add it, it will not be added in my script. That's the idea only. That's the only difference. Other than that, if I use debugger statement, I need to write debugger, and after that, if I don't need it, I need to remove it. So there is no best way or better way. There is more practical way, which is a breakpoint, because like that, I don't need to write and remove. But again, some developer use debugger a lot. Some developer like me, I never use a debugger unless I am lazy. And let's say my code here is a lot. I'm not interested to go to the tab. I just add a debugger statement like that. And when I go to my code and I refresh, it will automatically, and when I do something, it will automatically stop here. And when I know where is my code, I know the place, I just put a breakpoint, go back to debugger statement, I remove it. I don't need it. That's it. So debugger allow you to go directly to the point you want to. Sometimes that's necessary. If you have a lot of file and you don't want to go to the tab, source tab to find it, it will just find it automatically. But after it find it, I don't need it anymore actually. Why? Because I have my file and I can just go through it. I can put a breakpoint. And if I need it, I simply put a breakpoint. I can go debug my code and voila. And after that, if I don't use the breakpoint anymore, I can just remove them simply. But the debugger, I need to go to my code and remove it. That's the difference between them, Adil. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, guys. I've explained the exercise for both isolate and integrate. Now, what you need to do, you need to go now to the example here. And you need to do this example first to isolate, then go to integrate. Of course, create a new branch and name it DevTools and Debugger. After that, go to the integrate as well. Try to do all of them. And when you finish all of them, add your code. Remember, if you finish DevTools, add your code, commit your changes, and push them, make pull request, merge your code. And if you finish with this one and this one, which is DevTools, in case you are not finished yet with trace variable, go back to trace variable and finish it. If you are finished with trace variable, go to what is program. If you finish what is programming, all of it, go to just enough JavaScript, because here we have a lot of stuff here. And if you are done, you can go to understand program. Is the idea clear? Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
You have
Yes,
any-
Samir.
Sorry, yes.
Yes. Yesterday I wanted to merge my branch to the main, and I got some error. Yeah, can you help me with this later on?
Sure. Let me stop sharing my screen and you can share your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me close it. Put it here.
Your
So
phone?
actually, I'm not able to create pull request. What was my problem? So I forked this project. I have 3 branches. So I did first and second task. And for example, let's create pull request.
Yes.
New pull request. And there is nothing.
No, there is nothing, because as you can see, you are trying to push to hack your future. So on the left, you see base repo hack your future. Click on that, choose now yours, and now it will be something.
Okay. Okay, yes, that's so easy. Thank
Easy.
you so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
because now what you're trying to do, you are trying to make a pull request to the repo.
Yeah,
It must be
yeah,
good.
got it. Yeah,
Now
thank you so much.
Yeah, it's okay. Now click on one of these branch and it will work. Click on the branch
Okay.
to select the branch.
Mhm,
That one.
okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, try to do as much as you can from the exercises. If you have a doubt about exercise, I'm telling you again, do not cheat yourself. Try to understand everything, because everything we're gonna study now, we're gonna use it in the future, everything. And if you are done and you want to compare your code with mine, that's okay. In my fork, I have all the exercises, but do not cheat yourself again. Do not just go to my fork and try to get the solution. That's a bad idea. Try to solve it yourself. And if you want to compare your code with mine, so welcome to JS. Just go to welcome to JS, and that's my fork here, and you can find all the exercises there. The idea why I did this exercise, so the student can compare their code with mine. So do not cheat yourself, just finish it, do everything, and after that, go and compare your code with mine to see what's going on. Did I do it in a different way, way you are doing it, and so on and so on. In JavaScript, by the way, we can find this in many different solutions. So for a problem, there is no one solution. Sometimes there's multiple solutions. And we will go through this one later on when we study inside JavaScript, because some solutions are more performance. Performance, that means more, it's faster and take less memory comparing with other solutions. So we need to choose which one is better. And that's actually, it will be more in detail in behavior strategy implementation module. I think everything is clear, if I'm not mistaken. Enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Mm.